YouTube, my first video. So I'm to show off my tanks. I've got a sort of an Amazonian setup here, mostly, well, only South American fish. We got discus and angelfish and tetras. We got a black ghost off there. Bought him in about half an inch long. Now look at him. And Big Mama turquoise discus. Big angelfish. Here's my kids. I had a Farlowella in here, but he sadly passed away recently. Not sure what happened to him. Never found his body, which is strange. Anyone that's been fish keeping for a while knows that happens every now and then, but it's still sad when it happens. The stranger didn't find his body. I had him when he was about half an inch again, and he got to 3 inches. It's really sad to lose him. Just happened the other day, still not sure what happened. So that's tank one. The only non-South American fish is my little Siamese algae eater. Take care of the algae. Got a little apistogramma in there as well. They came as two, and the male died. I think he came in with some parasites or some issues. It's quite skinny when I bought him. The female's going all right though. Apistogramma niaceae or something along those lines. Yeah, that's that tank there. Built the stand myself, and quite happy how it's turned out. Plants are going nuts. The only thing I had to really cut back was the, which used to be beautiful. I'll show you pictures on my Instagram account of how the dwarf baby tears plant used to be absolutely going nuts, but I had to really cut it back because it was starting to get some, I think it's spiderwort or some sort of pest, parasitic plant on it. I had to really cut that back to get rid of it, so it's got to sprout back again. Everything's going really well. There's no CO2 or fertilizers used. It's just very cheap lighting. It's just you run-of-the-mill LEDs, and then I've got LED floodlights, like outdoor LED floodlights at the back there, 2 of those. Yeah, that tank's really going well. It's about 6 months old, and it's been booming for a long time. I mean, plants are going nuts. You go and see my other tank now. Got another 4-foot tank. The lighting's a bit weird on the phone on this one. Sorry about my kids again, they're playing up. We've got more discus, more Amazon fish. I really like the variety you get with the South American fish, and my goal was to sort of get all the most exotic looking. Of course, they're selective strains, a lot of them, like the discus are. It's kind of like a bioengineered kind of like Amazon setup, not a biotope, but still nice. I love my planted tanks. Had a lot of issues with this one because it plants were yellowing a lot, like you can see some of them are still are, like the S. repens down there, just yellowing and not really thriving. The lighting's pretty much the same. The water parameters are the same as the other one. The only thing I can put it down to is the substrate, which get a lot of experts on YouTube saying that the finer sandy substrate is not ideal for plants because, like, you don't find plants growing on the beach and things like that. But I find that aquatic plants, they much prefer the finer sandy substrate, where this one is it's a laterite, that sort of clay-based substrate that's supposed to be really good for plants, but plants just struggling. I mean, they look all green now, but they did come from another tank that I had, a grow-out tank that I've recently replanted in here, and they're still, some of them do well, but a lot of them don't. Put it down to the substrate. Needs to be a lot finer than that. Plants, in my opinion, prefer the much finer substrate, because in this tank I have black beach sand from New Zealand. You find there's some black volcanic beach sanded beaches in New Zealand, and that's where that sand come from. The plant's a lot greener. Same conditions, same lighting as the other one, but substrate is different. So that's what I put down to. So eventually we'll have to redo this tank, change out the substrate. But some plants are still doing good, like my Riccia, I think it's pronounced, something like that. Got a red jacket, solid red jacket discus or something like that. And of course, different breeders call them different things. And you got like a red melon type one. Got a bit of peppering because of the conditions they live in. It's kind of like planted dark a bit, not bright. So they get a little bit of white butterfly discus that's got a lot of peppering going on. Koi angelfish. You got a gold ram, 2 electric blue rams. Yeah. Of course, glow light tetras and cardinal tetras. I don't normally do anything with the plants other than occasionally I'll put some DIY CO2 on there. Filtration's pretty basic. Just got the one canister in both tanks. This one's got an extra sponge filter. So this is my first video, guys. No, it's not the best. Hopefully I'll improve. And only other tank to show is my little plant grow out, which does really well. Again, it's got the fine substrate, the sandy substrate. Plant's going nuts with just cheap $30 floodlight LEDs from Amazon. So all low budget stuff, but getting some success. I wanted to get into breeding on the discus, but nothing's happened so far. I used to have discus and they bred, and then they were in a community tank, so I couldn't let the baby stay in with the parents, and then they ended up dying. Anyway, guys, hope to make more videos. Hope you like this one. Like and subscribe. Thanks.